build these burgers.
Exactly.
Which for some reason, Dexter could not understand how to build a burger himself. He was going nuts. It was comical for children.
I suppose, yeah.
But it to the detriment of his character in the film, because you're thinking...
because aside from that part,
no,
he doesn't seem like a complete moron.
No.
And in that one scene of the movie, he acts like Ed does. He acts like a complete idiot.
Yeah. And he gets fired.
Well, rightfully so.
Yeah.
He has no previous work experience, and he is clearly incapable of doing the simple task of assembling a hamburger, just like everyone else in the lineup of employees is doing.
Yeah. Now that guy's
so let's not run through the whole plot here.
Well,
you have a lot of notes.
I'm running through some bullet points here. We got to get through the film. We're doing a film review.
All right.
So let's get through. We're pretty much at where the plot starts taking form, right? I mean, aside from...
And we've been talking about it for 15 minutes, and the plot's just taking form.
Well, how much longer do we have to talk about it before, what's her name?
Linda Cardellini.
Cardellini.
Sixth build.
Yeah,
in the cast.
When we get to her, you'll know that we're almost done our review.
Yeah.
So... And after numerous health codes are broken,
easily
you get Ed inside the shake machine or the milkshake machine. He's cleaning it. He's feeling some weird sensation down there.
No, he was trying to fix it. He was just such an idiot. He was trying to do it from the inside.
And nobody,
no one's scolding this guy and like smacking him upside the head like he should be.
Everybody at this place, though, you noted, is everybody who works at this Good Burger establishment. For lack of a better word, what is a good word for someone who is a complete idiot? Because they're all that.
Yeah, I don't know. Imbecile. I mean, they don't have any evident mental problems aside from maybe Ed, who just like is completely socially inept. He has no idea how to have a normal conversation. But everyone else, they've got their little quirks or whatever, but they're not that bad. I mean, okay, so there's the spatula guy who doesn't have a single line, and like a fly lands on his face and he smacks himself in the face and then eats the fly. I mean, that's pretty weird, but...
He's making a lot of weird faces.
He makes a lot of weird faces, but he just still seems more socially normal than Ed does. There's Abe Vigoda. Famous actor, basically known for being old in this movie, playing an old man who early in the film maybe breaks his ass, but no, it's fine because they don't ever mention it again.
He should have died 10 years ago, and he's still kicking. So he's...
That's true. But the manager, he seems like a normal guy.
Well, but normal, but really depressing because, at this point we find out that Good Burger is going under purely because
of Mondo Burger opening across the street, stealing all their business.
Yeah, because they're making larger burgers for the same amount of money. And,
that's right.
You have Ed who's ruining the name Good Burger, I think.
That's true, by being a completely inept employee that nobody seems to mind.
Yeah. They actually, they seem to revere him. Because
yeah.
They're, at one point, the love interest of Dexter only agrees to go out with him because Ed seems to like him.
Yeah.
And if he's good enough for Ed, it's good enough for what was her name?
Monique,
yeah, that's the one. So that's weird. But
so that's weird.
But the whole Mr. Bailey, he's the boss. And the saddest part of his character, I think, is when I think the power goes out at Good Burger, and he just
because Mondo Burger across the street is just using all the electricity with their sexy new neons,
and he sends everybody home and says, "I guess I can just feed my mom cat food." And I believe that he is still living with his mom, and he is literally going to feed her cat food because he can't afford.
In the logic of this movie, I wouldn't be surprised. No,
I mean you're the manager. Take a burger home.
Well, you can't be stealing.
You can't be feeding your mom cat food either. I think it would be forgivable. I mean, if you let Ed,
bathe in the milkshake machine. There are a lot of problems with Good Burger.
Yeah.
The quality of product and service are very questionable. They definitely don't live up to the not not illustrious name of good.
No. We're gonna start running through this a little faster, but I just wanted to get to this point where Dexter and Ed have probably the most serious moment of the whole film. They're up on top of the Good Burger, sitting on the roof, and Dexter reveals that his father left him at a very young age, had to move around a lot, and some nonsense about a glowing yo-yo
that his dad got him. Yeah,
yeah, and Ed seems very thankful for the friendship. And that's what made me think back to the dream sequence, because he's like, "Hey, we're buddies, right?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You mean it?" And he's like, "Yeah,"
because he has no damn friends. Yeah,
and he's almost a little clingy.
Yeah, big time.
It's so sad.
It is so sad. It's weird that, like, what, does no one else at work who apparently really likes you want to hang out with you?
That's it, because he even asked. He was like, you want to hang out tonight? And he was like, "No, man, I'm going to go home and clean my room." He's like, "Please?"
Yeah.
So desperate.
Yeah.
And it was like the most human moment of
it was. That conversation about his dad was like, oh, we're opening up a bit. We've got a little dramatic acting here going on. Maybe this movie is a little better than I thought.
But then we get to the second act, I would imagine, and this is where any idea that this movie might turn around is flushed down the toilet, because they break in. No. What did they do first? They found a sauce? Something about Ed's sauce. Ed, I completely forgot about this.
So it looks like Good Burger is going to be going under because Mondo Burger has bigger burgers at the same price.
Oh, yes.
And everyone's sad and depressed about it. Until Keenan Dexter discovers some of Ed's sauce that he's been making, that he has a jar of for some reason. He tastes it, and this sauce is amazing. He shows everyone else in the restaurant this sauce. He feeds it to them, and they decide this sauce is going to put Good Burger back on the map. That's how amazing it is. They start putting it in the burgers. And people, I don't know how they found out. I guess there was a sign in the window that said Ed's sauce. Yeah. Nothing more than that. Didn't say try our new Ed sauce. It's amazing. Nothing like that. But people start showing up in droves to try Ed's sauce. Good Burger decides it's saving grace. And a Mondo Burger across the street now knows that they must sabotage Good Burger if they are to retake their market share in this town.
Yeah. Well, at first they rely on the whole quantity over quality thing, because they're just like, make our burgers bigger.
That's right.
That plot didn't really go too much further, because they also, right after that, they decided we got to sabotage them. This is I'm a little vague on this. How do Ed and Dexter end up dressing up like women?
Well, that's much later in the movie. Okay.
Because I'm a little confused now. Like, okay, so this happens. The sauce is good. Everyone's loving the sauce.
Yeah.
And then
folks at Mondo Burger realize they need to. They keep trying to fool Ed into giving them the recipe, and Dexter's smart enough to be like, "No, just don't do it. They're gonna steal your recipe." And he goes, "Oh, okay."
Keeps trying to give that recipe away.
He's so easy to give it away because he's such a dummy.
And not for Roxanne.
And then that's right. And then enter Roxanne, played by Carmen Electra, who is sent in, hired by Mondo Burger to seduce Ed and extract the recipe from him. However, Ed's such a dummy that he goes to play mini putt in a double date situation, knocks her out, is a poor enough driver that he knocks her back into consciousness what would seem like at least a half hour or maybe a full miniature golf game later.
Maybe 18 holes later.
And then she still tries to go on with the plan despite having been knocked out and knocked back into consciousness, and tries to kiss him to hopefully further her plot to get this sauce recipe. And he gets anxious and judo flips her.
Oh, yeah.
After which she reappears in the Mondo Burger kitchen with crutches and casts, saying that she quits. She will not do this job. Ed is too stupid to be seduced. She doesn't say that, but that's exactly what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
They then decide they need to go find out what was going on with Mondo Burger's burgers.
Well, because we see that dog that will not eat.
That's right. That's
their
right.
patty.
At some point, for some reason, Ed has a Mondo Burger. Why is he going to shop there?
He's eating. He's eating in the back alley. He's eating a Mondo burger, and he's also eating.
And he
one of
also
his own
has,
burgers.
yeah, a good burger.
Yeah.
And a dog comes over, and he tries to feed it the Mondo Burger. It won't eat it. He tries to feed it the good burger. It will eat it. Oh, what's wrong? They dress as women. They go to Mondo Burger to do a little research into what's going on. Turns out Mondo Burger is adding illegal chemicals to modify their burgers so that when they're cooked, they expand in size.
Oh man, and it's just such a weak idea, and then how they deal with it, because I know they're not going to kill these two guys. Like, it's like how what is going to happen to Ed and Dexter now that they know this? The movie's still got another 20 minutes at least, maybe half an hour.
Yeah.
So I guess they have a buddy.
So the bad guys at Mondo Burger have
Yeah.
a solution.
The,
They will get these two young men dressed in drag to be locked up in an insane asylum.
the Demented Hills Asylum.
Yeah,
They're not
the
very
very
elite at
subtly named insane asylum, where we finally meet from the opening credits that I've been looking around in the movie for with excitement because I have enjoyed some of her previous work, Linda Cardellini.
Yeah, so we're an hour into the film now.
Yeah, we're about an hour into the film before one of the top billed cast appears.
Yeah.
And we've already gotten to enjoy a bunch of Sinbad, plenty of Abe Vigoda up to there. But here comes Linda Cardellini. She's psychotic and has freed kangaroos from the zoo.
And that apparently is the only reason in there. And I took her to be more of an activist who was really into animal rights and wanted to free. But only the kangaroos, that's a little strange. And then...
Well,
she
I mean,
also
I see
looked,
that from a plot point that you're saying, well, she freed the kangaroos, and so she seems like an animal activist. Except the way she was playing the character, no, she was definitely playing it as a psychotic.
I don't know how many years has she been in there.
So maybe she lost it by being in there for so long?
Maybe, but she was essentially the female version of Ed.
Yes,
in
basically.
this. But so much more endearing and so much more attractive.
Well, yeah, but I mean, she's also kind of weird and skittish.
That's I don't know. That does it for me.
That does it for you, yeah.
Crazy.
The big bags under her eyes really.
Well, she had big bags. Her eyes were kind of red.
Yeah,
she had birds in her hair.
that's true. She did have birds in her hair.
I don't know if they were supposed to be real birds.
I hope not, because they sure did not look anything like real birds.
A lot of stuff just didn't look
even
right.
in the logic of the film. That's true.
Yeah. So we finally get to meet her, and she has how many lines? How much screen time does she have in this film?
Oh, she's maybe in 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe. And she has 5 or fewer lines.
Oh, because at this point, I think I told you, it's like, I don't understand any way out of this asylum for Ed.
That's true.
This is where he belongs.
That's true.
And there's no way they're getting out of here in a legitimate way. But also, Dexter has there's a reason no one comes looking for Dexter. Summer vacation. His mother is out of town.
Yeah.
That's why he is trying to get the car back. Apparently, she's leaving for the whole summer.
Yeah, well, it's unclear how much time has passed. This may have been a week.
Well, she should have come to see where her son went when he didn't come home from work.
Well, no, she's out of town, right?
Yeah, but this has got to be at least a month in.
You think?
I think because, well, no, even more so because Sinbad said, you will have to work here for 2.5 months before you have the $2,500 it takes to pay off my car. When he gets out of the insane asylum, he, the same day, pays off Sinbad.
Yes, but that's only because he's been making so much extra money because of the quality of the sauce.
Oh yes, because he's been conning.
He conned Ed into signing a contract where he gets 80% of Ed's earnings from this sauce, which is a dime per burger. And at one point they say, we've got 50 customers out there. So let's say they're serving hundreds of customers every day.
Oh.
Those pennies add up. Where we can assume that he's made, because of the success of Ed Sauce at Good Burger, way more than the minimum wage he expects to.
Yeah, well, on one of their best days, he made $67.
That's right.
Then Dexter